Hi, guys. Dr. Liz here. I wanted to pop in and talk to you about a relationship investment gap that I'm seeing in the couples. And I work with couples internationally, and there is a continuing trend. And I'm just going to talk about here recently that last year, Americans spent thousands and thousands of dollars on vacations. And yet, when I've spoken with them, they barely remember them 5 years ago. One may but prompt the other, like, oh, remember we went here or we went there. Um, and now couples aren't willing to spend and they aren't investing in their relationships. Many of them will spend, like I said, thousands of dollars, just talking to a few this last month, and yet they say they don't have the time or money or energy to invest in their relationship. In fact, they kind of scratch their head and they hadn't thought about investing in their relationship. And so I'm not against vacations. I love vacations. Um, but I think we need to start shifting our mindset and thinking about how we invest in our relationship. What are we putting into that energy into it that's going to have a long-term lasting like return on that investment today, tomorrow, and generations later. So I'm not against vacations. I love them, but a vacation does not repair broken trust. And so if you're looking for a quick escape, a band-aid, so you can forget about it, knowing that the same things you had before you hopped on the plane or the cruise are still going to be there when you get home. And from folks that I've worked with, typically those same issues pop up while you're on the trip. Um, it isn't going to repair the broken communication, the broken trust, the hurt feelings. And a cruise doesn't teach healthy communication. In fact, it's times to stress it. And a resort doesn't help you connect emotionally. It is a distraction. And so the greatest investment you're ever going to make isn't where you go. It's who you become together, because that's the two of you and they're there with forever. So here's one of the things: couples invest in experiences, not their relationships. There's a problem with that. We got to shift that. We don't hesitate to spend thousands of dollars on vacations, new kitchens, um, pools, so we can do the staycations, sporting events, entertainments, new clothing, um, cosmetic, whatever. But many of the couples aren't spending time or money really learning the skills that they need to determine whether they're going to enjoy those experiences together, whether they 10 years, 5 years, 2 months from now say, hey, we did a really good thing. I'm happy we're together. I feel supported. I feel loved. So there's nothing wrong with taking vacations. I love them. But if you're still disconnected, if you're disconnected before you leave, remember, you're going to be disconnected when you get home. And you're going to probably have some fights or sad moments when the vacation is landing less than you had hoped. And realize there's another thing, that a myth that floats around. Well, love is enough. It's going to carry us through. And but the true thing is, love isn't enough. You need to have skills. Relationships and marriages long term need the skills and strategies to be that long term connected couple. We're not taught to communicate, to repair conflict, to rebuild trust, or stay emotionally connected. It's not something we teach in school, and we sort of pick it up vicariously by people that we watch, or um, perhaps some things that we read. Sometimes it's good information, sometimes it's not so good information. So understand, we invest in learning how to drive a car, go to college, create a career, manage our money, and yet somehow we're expected to magically know how to create a thriving marriage or a relationship without ever being taught the skills. Great relationships are not found, they're built. And I want you to remember that. Healthy communication, conflict repair, emotional safety, um, trust rebuilding, repairing, and staying connected through life seasons, the easy moments and the not so easy moments. And finally, the third one is that the best investments pay the dividends every day. So we all know within money and life and things, every investment has a return. Sometimes it's a positive return. Sometimes it's a very negative return. And it's, oops, I put my money or time in the wrong area. Investing in your marriage is an investment. Then it's going to improve every single part of your life. So you get better communication, less stress. You wake up feeling good. You're able to go and do your work or career, and you enjoy coming home, not driving around the block 3 or 4 times to avoid going through that door and going, what's next? Investing in your marriage and your relationship creates, I said, the less stress, stronger friendships, greater intimacy, more peaceful times, that zen that we need to drop the cortisol, to feel like we're at rest and at peace. Better parenting and better examples for your kids and those around you. Better physical and emotional health. We know that successful relationships really do up people's health scores. And finally, those, the vacation escapes. You'll have more enjoyable vacations because you're already actually connected. You've done the things, you know the skills, so that even when you're out on this joyful vacation, you are able to manage the things that just go sideways. So one weekend away, guys, it can create some wonderful memories. But learning how to communicate, repair conflict, reconnect can change every single day for the rest of your lives. And that's the investment with the greatest return. And so today I'd like you to think about focusing on your relationship, focusing on your marriage with a different light. It's time to invest in yourselves and each other. So I'm going to ask you, or pop up, if your marriage were an investment portfolio, would it be growing or would it be underfunded? I'm here. If you want to chat, just DM me, connect, and we'll get your relationship or your marriage into an investment that is paying you dividends daily. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.